go by, life goes by, the times are right to die. Days go by, years go by, life goes by, the times are right to die. Days go by, years go by, life goes by, the times are right to die. Days go by, years go by, life goes by.
Good evening, everybody. Yes, indeed, it is I, the old wolf, with you again. Welcome. It is Tuesday, May 30th, a couple minutes after 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to another episode of Dancing with Wolves, episode 69, Finding Your Way Home. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. For those of you coming off the tail end of the Memorial Day weekend, I hope everybody's safe, had a great time. My brothers and sisters out there who have served and are serving, thank you again for everything that you do. Can't say enough of. There's not enough to say about it. I talk about this a lot. It's one of the elements that I've been involved with for a few years regarding veterans issues. And we talk a really good talk as a society, but we do not take care of our brothers and sisters. So try and remember again, we enjoy a lot because of what they've given. So up on the screen, for those of you who are actually watching versus listening, yes, that is me, the gray, long-haired wolf that I am. But more specifically, I had a viewer over in Europe who had asked a couple of questions regarding not only the old wolf persona, but some of the dynamics within motorcycle clubs. Again, the Under My Skin for Life Foundation, the vest that I'm wearing, is not a motorcycle club. We are, as you can see, that one little patch, a charity organization. And over on the other side of the vest, you see the little green and white tag, the patch, that says Old Wolf. My brother, Tattoo Tony Rodriguez, made that for me. Coincidentally, he happens to be the founder and the head of the Under My Skin for Life Foundation. And for many years now, the foundation has been, as their motto says, helping those in time of need, be it through elements for kids with autism, veterans issues, and just local elements like when somebody's house burns down, or after Hurricane Sandy, when a good part of the Jersey Shore was just fucking wiped out and politicians were having conversations and fundraisers and debates, but not a whole lot of shit got done, which seems to be just kind of how it is these days. But we can, within our communities, make a difference, and sometimes that's the best way to find your way home, as one of the analogies that I'll talk about tonight. But yes, that is the patch that I wear. And listen, you know, we all have our little personas. There's nothing wrong with adopting elements of things. My brother, Chris Eringer, is badass. And it's not because he has a fat ass per se. It's just, that's his thing. You know what I mean? I was joking with some friends over the weekend. I've encountered some guys that have had some pretty fucked up handles. So I'm not going to hang them out to dry like that, because I'm not that kind of wolf. But trust me when I say fat ass and old wolf, yeah, they're on the better end of the spectrum as far as a persona you can get fucking tagged with. So I want to talk tonight also about the people around us who have been supporting us, and in turn we try and support. And one of those things, and where I'm going to start off tonight, is my brother, Tattoo Tony Rodriguez. We're going to play a track that he did with Danny Watts and Jamie Fletcher a little later, but he's in a band that my son and I were back with him back in the day called Broken Past. And they're going to be playing this weekend at a big foundation fundraiser, making a difference kind of event. And that event is the Jackson Moose Lodge's What the Heck 5. And this is to benefit the Ocean of Love for Children with Cancer. Excuse me. And another Under My Skin for Life Foundation board member, Frank Tonra, otherwise known as the Minister of Metal down in the Jersey Shore area, has been doing this for many years. And we're talking music, we're talking vendors, we're talking raffles, and we're talking a lot of live music. Okay, simply put, you're not going to get this type of experience without spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So anybody that's out in the Jackson, New Jersey area this weekend, June 1st, June 2nd, and June 3rd, there will be events. My brother, Greg Karshuman, and his band Exit Strategy are going to be playing June 1st. And Tony Rodriguez and his band, Broken Past, are going to be playing June 3rd. Now, again, this is to make a difference, okay? These aren't just bands coming out there just to stroke themselves off. These guys and these women have been doing this for years now to support local elements, be it children with cancer. Frank Tonner also does a lot of stuff for the food pantries down there. Under My Skin for Life Foundation has done numerous events for, again, children, autism, homeless vets, a lot of stuff over the years. Again, these are men and women that are out there actually fucking doing something. They're not just talking about it. They're out there donating their time, donating their skills, donating their love to make an actual difference. So I wanted to shout all of them out. Unfortunately, we will not be able to get down there, being up here in upstate New York, but these are people that have been part of my home for many years. Now, usually this would also be the point in time that I would talk about my sister Ashley Hart, but she's taking a break because she's taking a vacation, and we're actually going to go see her in the next couple of days, which is one of the reasons we're not going to be able to go down to New Jersey. And I got the witch right next to me. I know she's itching to say something. Should I hit the mute button again, or should I fuck with you?
I think you should absolutely fuck with me because I fuck with you all the time.
All right, fair enough.
I mean,
have your moment in the sun.
Well, I was just going to say that, hey, just because she's taking a break doesn't mean you can't tell her what you want, and she'll make it when she gets back from her vacation.
Fair enough. I was going to cut her a little bit of a break, but
Nah,
that.
give her the business.
So here we go. Hearts Creation, Stream Catchers with Intention. So yeah, we're actually crossing the border, Niagara Falls, going into Canada to see her and spend a little time. She has been a dear friend, dear sister, and part of our circle now for many years. So we don't always get a lot of opportunities to interact directly with folks. So when we get them, we try and do it. So check her out, facebook.com/hearts, HARTS -creations. And sister, if you're out there listening, really looking forward to seeing you guys in the next couple of days.
And if you've never ordered from her and mentioned the wolf or the witch, then you might get a discount on your first order.
Incredible stuff. You have to see it. Yes, well, she lives right across the border, Artemis. So yes, she does ship to the U.S. We've gotten several of her dream catchers as well as some of the other things that she designs.
Amazing work.
She is one of those people that is true to her art. She has real magic. She's not, like some of these Etsy shops that just, grab shit from China and then resell it to you. She actually takes time and effort, makes these things, and puts her magic into it. She uses a lot of the elements of the world around us, not unlike Papa Olafson does, and I'm going to pop him up in a couple of minutes. But yeah, she's definitely worth checking out. I want to shout out Moon Lee, I see you out there. Artemis, welcome. My sister Mary Beth Kanazi, who is part of the Inner Demon media crew. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters there. Sid Ryder, if you're out there, brother, we love you.
Shout out to Chris Miller, who's watching. I see you, Chris.
He's hiding in the fucking shadows.
He's hiding.
He's that kind of fucking guy.
And I think Derek Hogtooth is watching right now, too.
I'm gonna play one of their tracks. Derek's a very cool guy.
Damn good music.
Yes,
I swear.
Music. Not everybody can handle the Hogtooth, but hey, It's my point in life. It is my purpose in life.
I'm telling you,
Dude.
listen to it. Get into it.
Listen, all music starts underground, okay? The Beatles didn't just, crawl out of bed and like, we're the fucking Beatles. Their, early shows, their early music was completely different as to what they did later, but it all starts somewhere small where not everybody hears it. So practical magic, as I like to call it, is in doing the things that tangibly help other people. So, liking and sharing, talking about it, playing it, sometimes, makes the difference. It lets people know that not only their voice is important, but that, they make a difference. And speaking of which, I'm going to jump into this now, so that way I don't lose myself. Yes. All right.
Ed says he loves dream catchers. I'll tell you where to get a good one.
Contini, and I'll get to him in a couple of minutes because he has a show on WRFC here in Rochester, New York. He was actually one of the people I was hanging out with over the weekend. We had a fucking blast. Love you, Ed. Love Diane, Brian, Natibia, Tamara, Jim, all of you. Love you all, brothers and sisters. Now, that guy on the screen right there, don't be fooled. He looks fucking intimidating with the tattoos and the big beard and, the bones of his enemies around his neck. But
He's
this is one of the most kindest souls out there. Incredible craftsman. He, again, like Ashley, creates, as he refers to it, tools for people to use in healing and creating their magics. Again, I can't say enough about this guy. Him and Sid, Inner Demon Media, have a show Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. called Talking with Heathens. Really cool. As a matter of fact, Shiya is going to be on that show.
Yes,
next
indeed.
Wednesday,
No,
p.m.
actually tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Wednesday.
See, I don't even know what.
Not next Wednesday, actually tomorrow. And I'll tell you, speaking of Papa Olison, I saw he posted a drum that was dot work in gold. And I swear, no matter however you moved this drum, it looked different. And it was the Nordic Wheel of the Year done in dot work. It was so freaking amazing. It was an absolute beautiful thing. So, you want to get some good real magic drums, he's the guy to go to big time. And necklaces and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, listen, Papa knows his shit. Sid knows his shit. Definitely worth checking out. For those of you at home who cannot see, you can check him out at www.falvateer.com, and that's FJALLVAETIR.com. Falvateer.com. Custom drums, rattles, runes, really powerful stuff.
Amazing stuff.
Very powerful stuff. And again, within the context of community, we try and support each other. My son has an elk necklace that Papa did that's incredibly powerful, incredibly beautiful. We have Ashley Hart's dream catchers. Tony Rodriguez has done custom guitar straps, custom sweatshirts, t-shirts, did a tattoo on Shiya. So we interact with these people. It's not just like, hey, go over there and, get scammed. No, these are real people with real fucking magic.
Well, honestly, we don't talk about them unless they are real people with real fucking magic. I mean, nobody pays us to advertise them.
See a Pepsi commercial out here.
Yeah, nobody pays us to advertise them. We're not doing it for any other reason but to support the community because we believe in what they have to offer and we know that they have real magic. So we want to share that with everyone.
Absolutely. So yes, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube, Talking with Heathen, Sid Ryder, Papa Olson, and Shiya will be the guest. Now, I also wanted, and I mentioned Mary Beth. Mary Beth, within the Inner Demon crew, is like the queen of memes, as far as I'm concerned. She has incredible fucking humor and really is able to kind of use the aspects of technology to convey thoughts, emotions, concepts, and they're fucking dead on. So there isn't a day that goes by when I don't go on within one of the groups and see something that she's put out there. And sister, you got heart. I can't wait to see you putting more out here. Another show that Inner Demon Media is doing Sundays at 5 o'clock. Two Ravens and a Wolf. It's my brother Sid Ryder, Lindsay, and another new, well, again, not so much new, but a newer member within the Inner Demon crew.
Well, newer getting herself out
Right.
there. She's
And-
been
and
around,
would
but she's
be,
finally getting herself
Monica
out there.
Munistera.
Yes. Hey, Monica, shout out.
I did a track for her to do her magic with that she'll be putting out at some time down the road. So I was really honored to be able to, give a little bit of my magic. And that's what we do throughout this, is we support each other. We love each other. And it's very similar to what I have with Brother Ed Contini out there. And we're going to jump over to that because he's somebody you should definitely check out too. Now, this isn't part of the Inner Demon Media stuff, though I do want to get Brother Ed onto Inner Demon Media. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But he does a show over at Rochester Free Radio, WRFC. And you can check him out for free at rochesterfreeradio.com. But Thursdays from 3 to 5 p.m., he has a show called Over the Edge. Ed also talks about dynamics within veterans issues, senior citizens, children with autism, the everyday shit, as they say, that's going on in our communities. It's not just Rochester, New York. It's everywhere. Okay? We have more in common than any of us know, which is why we need to, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions, we need to have these conversations. We need to engage, strengthen numbers. All these words are based around actions. So Brother Ed is somebody definitely worth checking out Thursdays, like I said, 3 to 5 p.m. And again, Rochester Free Radio is a novel concept. It's very similar to what Sid's doing. It's giving a voice to a lot of different people within the local community, and that common ground gives us more tools. Yes, Mary Beth's like, I could start a live about shit, and you could complain, and I think you fucking should.
Yeah.
I mean, again, part of the dynamic of this, part of why I do it, why I bring other people. Next week, I'm going to have my sister Diana, the Assassin Queen, back on here. People need to feel that they have a voice, okay? They need to feel engaged. They need to feel important to different degrees, okay? And this is one of the memes that I'm going to share out. If the universe didn't need you, you wouldn't be here. Okay?
True story.
We may not be able to see it in the moment as we get caught up in shit, as my sister Mary Beth says. But there's a reason, okay? And many times we need other people to be reminded or to give us strength, to help us, whatever the case may be. Laugh with us, cry with us. This is how the human equation works. Okay? We don't have to agree about everything, but we can find common ground. So, in the spirit of that and finding your way home, I submit everybody is important to some degree or another. Even though I'll make fun of certain things, and I'm going to follow up this, as Shiya would say, mushy moment with my classic sarcasm. And for the folks of you who are not able to see this, okay, it's a black and white meme with Jesus on the cross, two aliens sitting below with their spaceship, and the caption is simply this: you know what we need to do? We need to get the fuck out of here. That's what we need to do.
Fuck.
Now,
right.
again, I'm not trying to take away anybody's faith. But as an outside observer, and if some aliens come down, and the first thing that they fucking encounter is the visage of Jesus nailed to a fucking cross, can you blame them for wanting to run the fuck away?
Especially
I'm
when
just
it's like,
saying,
hey, this is your savior and you're killing him. Yeah, we're out.
I'm not even getting into all of the philosophical fucking dance around type thing. I'm just talking the imagery itself. Okay? I know as a child, that imagery fucked me up.
Oh, me too.
Okay? I'm sorry. Okay? It does. You can believe in the love and all the other stuff, but nailing people to fucking crosses is not my idea of good PR. Just saying. So yeah, that's my little bit of side fuckery.
I have a good joke that fits that fuckery.
I'm sure you do.
Again, let me tell it or no.
Again, I say this every week, and I'm going to keep saying it. If you have something you want to bring to the mix, if you want to come on the show, tell some jokes, if you want to vent, as Mary Beth says, and fucking complain about something, if you have music that you've made, art, pictures you've drawn, poems, as my sister Diana does, just send me an email. Okay, right there on the bottom of the screen. And if you can't see it, if you're listening, wolf@oldwolfmusic.com. We will make every effort. And those of you who have been following me now, and today, coincidentally, is the 2-year anniversary of the YouTube channel starting.
Yes, it is.
So we've been putting out content now for at least together for 2 years. You've been doing it for many more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we did things on Facebook and all that sort of thing, but the YouTube was actually your inspiration. And so you helped me get that started and said, you know what, do it. And I said, okay, I shall. And our very first content was Retro Breath, a guided meditation.
That's right. Yeah, we did the little meditation track.
For Mercury retrograde, because it was fucking with everybody pretty hard at that point.
Hello, Mary Sharkus. Thank you for joining us. Listen,
welcome, Mary.
I don't believe that it's bad to have quote unquote arguments per se. Okay, because sometimes that's the only way we fucking learn. Okay, again, you don't have to agree with everything. And, you know, I'm not particularly keen on wanting to blame Satan for everything, because I know for a fact there are a lot of motherfuckers out there that make Satan blush with their fucking debauchery and stupidity. I've done enough research. I've investigated. I've explored. I've been around enough to realize that a lot of the shit that we've been fed is bullshit. It's not real, you know. Say what you will. I believe, personally, evil is part of everyone, okay? And we choose to embrace it. Native Americans have an analogy with the two wolves, one who is light, one who is dark, and it's just a narrative, a choice of which wolf do we choose to feed.
Then there's my philosophy of, you know, you got to feed a little bit of both. You really,
well, you know, there is a case to be made. If we do not understand darkness, then how can we deal with it?
Exactly.
You know, but
or as I say, if you don't have a shadow, it's because you're not standing in the light.
Well, that is the classic definition. Yes, there it is, the mouth of madness. As Mary Beth says, everything is bullshit. Well, I'm not sure everything is bullshit, but it's hard sometimes to keep it all.
Sometimes it's a full-time job separating the bullshit.
Carry over and contaminate everything around it.
Yeah.
Mary Sharkus made it to 64 years old on Saturday. Happy
birthday.
Congratulations.
That's awesome, Mary.
And speaking of my sister Diana, who just joined us from YouTube, yes, she will be with us next Tuesday. I don't know if she's going to bring some of her poetry. I know she sent me a little bit of stuff, sister. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. I have been just literally so caught up with the stuff that we have going on. But I have every faith and confidence in you when you come out next Tuesday. So she's got a little bit of comedic stuff and some interactive stuff planned. I could easily see, and again, I don't even need a crystal ball for this. I could see Diana, again, as somebody who would do well in the Inner Demon crew.
I would tend to agree.
Yes.
I think Diana, given her own show, would absolutely get out there and just blow everybody's mind.
Yep, I definitely think you could do it, sister, which is why I'm always glad to have you on.
Absolutely.
Moonlight says, yeah, there's a lot of people out there that just want to start an argument, right? Listen, I've talked about this a lot. This is one of the symptoms, as I call it, of narcissism. For some, negative attention is better than no attention. So they will start shit just to get engagement. Okay. Energy begets energy. Sid and Papa talk a lot about this. I talk about this. I hear it from a lot of people. It really is true. Okay. The analogy that these things are somehow hokey or corny is only because people don't really understand it. Just like we didn't understand radiation or Wi-Fi or a lot of fucking things that, again, as I've said many times, 100 years ago were considered magic and heresy and witchcraft. Now they're fucking everyday technology that 5-year-old children are running around with. Now, hopefully there are no 5-year-old children running around with radioactive materials. Okay, just want to put that disclaimer out there.
Just radioactive parents.
Joe.
Oh, that was loaded. Ooh, that was loaded.
So I want to talk about some of the bands within not only Inner Demon Media, but within my circle. These are people that I really appreciate. I like their music. I've talked about this before, and I'm going to keep saying it. Quality over quantity. I am not going to spam 50 fucking bands out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's 50,000 great bands out there. I can only do so much. I will continue to try and do more, but I make no promises. So I'm going to push the people that are in my circle now because I believe they deserve it. The first one I'm going to talk about tonight. Okay, my brother Joshua over there. With Bonded by Darkness.
And my sister Raven, don't forget her.
Now, they have a show coming up June 17th at the Sly Fox Lounge over in North Olmsted, Ohio. It's going to be their album release party. They're going to be playing with Storms Within, Burn the Living, and Ramjet. Storms Within, I played on my Saturday show, and I'm going to get a little bit more of them into the mix. I have to be careful with their music, though. I almost played it on the FM radio show, and there was an F-bomb or something. Something came up and flagged. Thank God I fucking screened the shit. The Sentinels out there, and my brother Ed Contini knows this because he works at WRFC. You know, one of the first things I did when I had him on the Saturday Dancing with Demons show, I was like, Ed, say fuck. Do it. Do it now. Fuck, 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 fuck.
And when he let it go, he let it go.
Oh, listen.
He ripped out some definite fuck.
It is so nice to not be fucking restricted in language. Now, the only thing restriction I have here is the type of music. Other words, AKA, I can't play Led Zeppelin out here because they will shoot me the fuck down. But all these local bands and, you know, bands that have given us permission, like Hogtooth, okay, like Phantom High, that I'm going to play in a little while, I'll keep fucking playing them because I think they're worth hearing.
Bonded by Darkness.
So yes, this is a new track by Bonded by Darkness. It's called The Devil in You. Fucking powerful stuff. I'm going to let that speak for itself, and then we'll be back. So enjoy a little bit of Bonded by Darkness. So yeah, that was a little bit of Bonded by Darkness. And again, they will be playing June 17th at the Slybox Lounge in North Olmsted, Ohio for their album release party. You can see the Inner Demon Media and the Dirtbag Clothing. Speaking of which, my brother Sid Ryder in the house. Welcome. Great band, great people, great show. If you're out that way, definitely go check them out.
Yo.
So, coincidentally, since he did just kind of end, Inner Demon Radio, Inner Demon Media. That's that guy Sid Ryder out there in the chat. Okay.
Into the Sandman.
Yes, yes, indeed. Brother has done a lot for a lot of people, puts on a lot of shows, yours truly included. He has graciously allowed me to do a Saturday morning show called Dancing with Demons. It's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we definitely get funky.
You get to rip out your favorite
like,
songs.
Who's that? Yeah, well, listen. Again, context, I'm sure there are people out there who probably would feel that way. But I would submit, and I've gotten to know you, maybe not as well as, like Papa and some of the others, but you have a genuine heart, okay? So, as far as I'm concerned, if somebody thinks you're a jerk, that's probably more reflective of them. In my experience, haters be fucking hating, okay? That's what they do. We were talking about it earlier before you came in. For some people, the only thing they fucking have is negative attention, okay? They will create drama and bullshit simply to get fucking people to pay attention to them. You know what I mean? And then sometimes the other side of the coin, it's just spiteful. It's vindictive. We saw a little bit of that over the weekend last week. One of our Demon Media sisters kind of got hung out in the breeze. And, Monica, if you're listening out there, sister, that shit doesn't define you. It never will. Okay? It's just reflective of somebody else's bullshit. But when I see that, I'll be the first one to admit it. That's a fucking trigger for me. Okay? I hate that fucking shit. Okay? So I was compelled to say, hey, listen, you know what? You don't need that piece of fucking garbage to fucking drag you down. And some of the dynamic was trying to erase her from the aspects of the things that they were creating. And then it became let me put a song out. And this guy actually did. He put something out there to put her down. Took advantage of her
shit,
pain.
Though. It is absolute shit.
And then trying to use it as a public kind of, aren't I fucking cool?
It's shitty and
nah,
it's
man,
shit.
You're a piece of fucking shit. Okay? Yeah. And I'll be the guy to say it. You know what I mean? Because I don't give a fuck. Certain things I believe need to be called out. Especially when people do things purposely to hurt others. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, listen, for some that's good. I think, again, and just humbly for me, sometimes it's more important to call that shit out. So, that's just me. That's what I do. But check them out. They have a lot of good shows. You can find them on Facebook, social media, Instagram, YouTube. Inner Demon Media, Inner Demon Radio. They have a new show, like I said, Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sid and Papa are going to be on tomorrow night, Wednesday, 8 p.m. for their Talking with Heathens, which Shiya is going to be a guest.
Mm-hmm. You know what I love on the radio show, too, is the chat. If you get on the website and listen to the radio show from there and scroll all the way down the bottom, there's a chat. And we love to have gift wars there. It is so much fun.
That's why I said Mary Beth is the queen of the fucking gifts. Lindsay's really good. Sid, let me tell you, Sid is the fucking king of the crazy videos. Brother man can create some fucking
No, he's also the king of face swaps. He is the king of face swaps.
Down. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think you have a new calling there, man.
What the fuck?
Definitely makes me laugh. I look forward to it. He also has the Delinquent's Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, go check him out online. There's a lot of different shows. There's a new show from somebody that's kind of spotlighting, Irish music. There's a morning show. There's all kinds of stuff that Sid's got going for people. I want to shout out two other important people in my life. My sister, Ashley Hart.
There she is. Speak of her, she showed up.
We were talking about you before.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to hug her neck on Friday.
Mother, Estelle Zubek, lurking in the shadows. Gotta love it that your mom comes out to hang out with you. Now, granted, the other side of the coin is she's responsible for the person you are encountering tonight. So
Let the
all
fuckery
the hate
commence.
mail goes to her. Okay, you can address it to the queen of all evil at oldwolfmusic.com.
Or a thank you note in my case, because, I'm actually thankful for my wolf.
Listen, there are not many things that still scare me in life. And let me tell you, I love my mother dearly, but she's
Don't
definitely
piss
not
off
the
Estelle.
person you want to piss off. Really. Yes, you. She's incredible, but listen, she does not suffer fools. That's part of where I get the edgy attitude type of thing. And over time, you just become fucking, you have two choices. Humbly, in finding your way home, you internalize it or you put it the fuck out there. Okay? You don't have to accept the bullshit that people shovel to you. Granted, it doesn't mean you can pull out your fucking 9mm and just put a couple caps in their ass. I am not endorsing that nor suggesting that.
Well, darn.
But we have language and voices for a reason. So sometimes we have to speak
Words.
what is going on. We have to let it go. And it is, humbly, I think, one of the best ways to find our way home. And for a lot of people, home is not really a concept. They do not feel connected. They're not happy where they are. They're not right with the things around them. And many times it's not their fucking fault. So one of the things that I love about not only doing this, but in conjunction with Inner Demon Media, the Under My Skin for Life Foundation, WRFC, all these different groups that we're involved with reflect the greater good, reflect the element that I can be with Ashley Hart and feel like I'm at home. I could be at Ed Contini's house and feel like I'm at home. I can be in the chat with Sid and Mary Beth and Lindsay and Monica and others and feel at home. Okay? Granted, I'm not going to get the same kind of meal at home that my mother Estelle's going to cook me, but that's okay. Okay, you take what you need, you leave the rest behind, but there is a case to be made, especially with all the incredible tools and technology that we have, that we are not limited. We can build upon it. Yes, a lot of it's fucked up and there's weird shit and stupid guys still send fucking dick pics and there's a Nigerian prince somewhere that needs to borrow your bank account. And as my brother Chris Miller says, Jersey is home. Yeah, Jersey is home in many ways, but Rochester, New York now has become home as well, too. And Chris Miller knows this because his girl, Suzanne Kuhn, who co-wrote the track with Shiya, she's from Rochester, New York. And there are elements about where we spend our time and the people we interact with that tie us to it. And that's not a bad thing. Home isn't just one place. It isn't a one-dimensional concept. It is what we make out of it. Now, I wanted to shout out another of the Inner Demon crew because she has been very active on our pages, and she's a little bit different time frame, so I don't know that she's actually getting to hear this, but I wanted to. Jenny Zashina, she shared a meme, and for those of you at home who cannot see, this is the "When life gives you demons, make demonade."
I saw that one today. I thought that was great.
Fuck up. Now, I've seen a couple of people have been sharing it on Facebook and stuff, and that's great. Share away, okay? Because a lot of the things that we contend with are fucking shit. They're demons. They're fucking fucked up. And the only thing you can do sometimes is make it into demonade, okay? Put the fucking comic spin on it. Don't drown in the fucking darkness and the stupidity. Okay?
I like having tea party with my demons.
Yeah, well, listen, I dance with my demons. So, I've written a lot of music that way. My brother Chris Miller likes to beat his demons. He'll go out in the back behind his house and he'll just start fucking ripping some shit apart.
Oh, yeah.
But he does it for a practical context. So, all joking aside, he takes things and he puts them back into practical use. He does a lot of recycling elements. He creates things. You know what I mean? So he's always actively engaging with a lot of the elements that people dismiss on a daily basis. And that's on top of the other things that, he has done for a number of years. He's been active in a lot of charitable things. He's helped more people than most of us can count to over the years. So, again, it's easy to talk the fucking talk. Hi, you know what I mean? Aren't I cool? But most of those motherfuckers don't do anything. They just talk. Okay? My brother Chris Miller is one of those guys that actually does something. Like Tattoo Tony Rodriguez, like Ashley Hart, like Sid Ryder. Okay? Like a lot of you out there. My mother. Okay? My mother should have been retired years ago, but she still works and she's still fucking active. She refuses to give the fuck up. Okay? I know guys in their fucking 20s that have fucking given up on life. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Get your head out of your ass. So it brings me to my next meme before I cut to another track. And my brother Chris would call this the tough love analogy. And for those of you at home, again, who cannot see this, I will read it to you. I could write you 1,000,000 motivational quotes. I could show you 1,000 before and afters. I can quote you as much scripture as you want. But the truth is, you have to want it bad enough to get off your ass and fight for your life while you still have one. Powerful world, bleh. Powerful words, simple analogy. Words don't mean shit without the action to back them up. And that means that we have to many times fight to find our way home. Okay? It's not always easy. It's not always pretty. But in the simplest analogy, it is true. Now, again, I submit to you, the flip side of that is you don't have to do it by yourself. Strength in numbers is a real thing. There are many different ways to approach it, be it online, be it through support groups, be it through churches and fellowships, and any number of analogies. Okay? But you have to make the honest effort. Okay? You cannot, as the joking proverb goes, sit in the closet and hope that the powers that be, God, Goddess, whatever you want to call them, is going to slide you a cheese sandwich so you don't starve. Okay? We have to take practical and real elements and engage with them.
Yes, we
And
do.
sometimes that means you simply just have to get off your fucking ass. Rosemary May Wynn, thank you for joining us. Great to see you.
Welcome, Rosemary.
So, I'm going to to another track. And this one is really kind of in tune with yesterday's Memorial Day. It's a track by Hogtooth. Okay. It's called Peace is Long Gone. And they used some really powerful military imagery in this track. It's a heavy track. Okay. As I said in the beginning of the show, not everybody can handle the Hogtooth. But I submit to you that there is important, tangible messaging, storytelling. There's magic in these guys' music. So sit back, enjoy a little bit of Hogtooth, and then we will be back. So yeah, that was hog juice. Peace is long gone. Very powerful imagery, and I don't think anybody can argue with the simple context and dynamic. We need to do a better job of taking care of our brothers and sisters who have served.
Yeah.
Okay. And war is fucking hell. You know what I mean? We don't always agree on the politics or the religion or any of the other elements. But what we should be able to agree upon is that the people around us matter. Okay. And that we need to talk about it. So, Derek Bing out there, thank you, brother, for that track. Again, powerfully done. Really appreciate it. Fucking good work, my friend. Really good work.
I did a reading for somebody today who's been fighting to get her benefits for 30 years from the VA for a service-related injury.
Think about that. How fucking ridiculous is it that somebody has to fight for 30 fucking years? You know what I mean? It just, it boggles the imagination.
We acknowledge that, hey, this wouldn't have happened if you weren't in the military and serving your
And
country.
I've heard these stories multiple times. It's not just like an isolated fucking incident.
No, it's not. It's sad.
Oh, Artemis, thank you for joining us. You need a depression nap. Sorry to hear. Yeah, listen, sometimes things can trigger us. So,
well, hopefully we can give you a little dopamine with some fun and humor and good vibes.
Yeah, sometimes we have to dance in the darkness or dance with our demons. And sometimes dancing with our wolves can be a little bit edgy. But, and I'm going to use this analogy, and this is, again, from Sandman, and I think it's a great little panel. And this is the quote. Ask yourselves, all of you, what power would hell have if those here imprisoned were not able to dream of heaven? Something to ponder and chew upon.
I thought that was a very, very powerful moment in the show that they had.
Yes.
And of course, that is reflective of the original comic as well. That
very much so. And again, sometimes the things that make us uncomfortable, that trigger us and stuff, are the most important things that need to come out in the light. They thrive in darkness. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's not unlike, you know, mold. You know what I mean? You got to get at it. You can't just fucking ignore it. But that's just me. That's my opinion. Now, one of the other things I wanted to talk about, and I'm always promoting this, that, and many times I forget to promote my beautiful witch here. Now, am I using night 1 or night 2 here?
You're using the 1.
That one right there or the 1?
Yeah, 1.
This one.
1. I can't see. I'm not wearing glasses. Other one.
Ah, the other one. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So here it is. Shiya is doing an old school seance
night, yeah.
Yes. And it's going to be limited to 10 people. Okay.
We make it 7 because we've already had 3 take up
all
seats.
Right, so there's 7 seats
7
left.
seats left. That's it.
Okay. It's going to be Thursday night, June 8th at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Again, those of you who know Shiya, she's been doing this for years, and she stopped doing it for a little while because we've been focused on other things.
I've been doing them on private, but there's something to be said for when we come together and do that. And I don't necessarily want to do it on the live because the energy changes, and it's always very heavy energy.
It's very, very
and
powerful.
It's very exhausting. It's very tiring. So we're doing a small, intimate gathering where we're going to try to pull a dearly beloved from each person who attends. We're going to see who else, what other spirits may show up, and we're going to talk about things like death and dying and what happens on the other side and what are the perceptions and what is that veil thing and how can you deal with having a ghostly encounter of your own.
Listen, sometimes we have to dance on the other side to quite literally find our way home. And your way home may be different, but that's why it's great to have these conversations. So if you want to learn more, go to ladyshiya.com/seance, SEANCE, for those of us like myself that are spelling challenged sometimes.
Yes. And that'll give you the link to sign up. Now, of course, Mentorship Circle members, you guys have a different link. So if you want to get in on it, Mentorship Circle members, it's $33. For if you're not in the Mentorship Circle, a seat at the table for this is $44. Mentorship Circle members need to go to the group in order to find your link. Everybody else can go to the website that's listed.
And if you have any hard time trying to figure out, navigate it, you can reach out to Shiya.
Message me. I got you.
Yeah, Facebook, social media, YouTube, whole lot of ways you can find her. So yes, there's that. I also have another show. Okay. As mentioned, Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Inner Demon Radio. Okay. And Dancing with Demons, not unlike the Dancing with Wolves, Dancing with Demons. Sometimes we get into some heavy shit and we play a lot of other music. I can play fucking Iron Maiden or Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin because we have a radio license to play
Yay!
that music, which Facebook and YouTube does not allow. So yeah, check it out, 11 a.m. Saturday mornings for Dancing with Demons. My brother Jonathan, who just jumped into the chat, he's one of the people that, thank you, good timing. He has been a collaborator with me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we get in trouble.
Every
We have
so
a lot of fun
often.
with it. The intro of the show, Time of the Phoenix, was one of those tracks that was done between myself, Matt Brown, and Jonathan. And we're working together to create more music that will premiere through Inner Demon Media at some point down the road.
Of course, in my brain, I'm going more trouble.
More trouble.
More trouble. You're getting
that's
together
what we
to
do.
create more trouble.
Hey.
Which, I love you both. And if, I probably wouldn't love you guys if you guys weren't trouble. I'm kind of attracted to your trouble.
Yeah, that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But you can learn more about us. Now, all the music that we put out there's meditation music, there's Reiki, all of the rock, some of the other stuff. It's all on YouTube for free. And again, you can check us out. YouTube.com/ is that a C? You got to actually put that C in there?
You can, or you can just do the @ Lady Shiya the Old Wolf.
So YouTube.com /
No,
Lady
just
Shiya the
@
Old
Lady
Wolf.
Shiya the Old Wolf.
Just look up Lady Shiya on
I need
YouTube and you'll
to
find us.
update that because they changed it to where you could put the @ there.
Well, that's your job. You're the fucking
I
manager.
said I need to do it.
Oh, no, you were looking at me.
because
You said, I need to do it.
I said that is a perfectly valid link.
Tell me what to do.
The youtube.com / C stands for channel / Lady Shiya the Old Wolf.
Just go to fucking YouTube and look up Lady Shiya.
Or
If
the
you
Old
look
Wolf.
up Wolf, you'll find a
If
bunch
you
of
look up
wolves
the
running
Old
around.
Wolf, you'll find it too. But
No,
yes.
you got to look up Lady Shiya.
Okay.
I am insignificant. I'm just a little worm on a big fucking hook.
Oh, you're a cute worm.
Well, grumble, grumble. Yeah, check us out. Like and share. Yeah, my mother's like, no bickering. Hey, Ma. Sorry. You Aries women are my fucking bane.
Yes, but you love us. You can't
Yes, I
stay away
do.
from us.
Yeah, I know. It's my
Mhm.
fucking...
And
our
we
curse.
look, we keep your life interesting, dear.
Yes, you do. I also have another show because I don't want to have this conversation.
Run away, run
Monday nights at 10
away.
p.m. over on WRFZ, Rochester Free Radio. You can check them out. RochesterFreeRadio.com. Again, free show. Music and magic. Again, I do commercial music with none of the funky language.
You know what one of my favorite things to do with that show is?
What's that?
I can actually hear where you want to say the word fuck and somehow manage to replace it with something else. So I count all the times that you would have said fuck if you could have gotten away with it.
I can. No fucks are used.
No fucks given, no
are
fucks
used or
used.
harmed in the making of the music and magic show.
But fucks are implied.
No, brother Jonathan, I did not know your baby sister is an Aries, and my mother, of course, she's going to jump in as the queen witch and just be like, "We are the best."
She is the OG Aries. Aries of the world,
Well,
unite.
Brother Artemis is like he's having some money issues, and he's scared for next month. He doesn't want to get kicked out of a new home after I just got it. Well, listen, we'll be pulling for you, and
All the good vibes, all the good
Yeah.
energy, my friend. Maybe time to do a little bit of DoorDash or something.
definitely catch up with Shiya in the circle chats and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And listen, we try and support each other as best we can. So for whatever it's worth, you hang in there. Hang in there, brother.
when
It
we
is,
go,
it's crazy. Listen, it sometimes it's difficult. We lose our way home because we literally lose our fucking home. I've been through that. My mother went through it many years ago. when the house burnt down. So,
well, the main thing is you keep on and you keep pushing and you keep doing the right things
Right.
and you don't quit. You don't give up.
Right. You have to keep fighting. It's not always easy. It's not always pretty, but this is what we do. We try and support each other. We love each other, and we try and reinforce that with, as much positive. Jonathan will do some of his magic stuff, but also too, I always submit this in the practical analogies, especially with the way certain things are framed sometimes. It's important to do the things that are priority. Okay, so AKA, and Shiya and I were talking about this earlier. If you're struggling financially, please don't try and send us money for a tarot reading. Okay, we don't want it.
I will yell at you.
Okay, seriously.
Yep.
All right. First things always have to come first. Don't get me wrong. We appreciate the support, but not at that expense.
We need to pay our bills, yes, but we don't want the bad karma that's going to come from taking money from your bills out of your mouth. That's not an okay thing, and it will never be an okay thing.
Well said.
We're here to help, not to take.
Yeah, and as Jonathan says, her cards will tell her, and she will yell at you. So, yeah.
Yes.
Unless you want to pay her to yell at you, I just don't see any fun in that.
I will yell at you nicely. I'll tell you how much I love you, and I'll tell you, hey, this hurts me as much as it hurts you right now. Quit it.
Hang in there, brother Artemis. Hang in there. My mother says, too bad you can't play Wasted and I Can't Find My Way Home. Yes, Blind Faith is one of my all-time favorite bands. And yes, I play them on Saturdays and Monday nights. So I do actually get to play them. I just can't play them here. And no, there will be no Cheeto grifting. None of that. None of that. Amy Marie, you're never late. Okay? You are here exactly when you are supposed to be here.
I call it Psychic Standard Time.
Psychic Standard Time. Okay, that's a new one.
You've heard me say it before.
No,
PST, Psychic Standard Time, or Pagan Standard Time.
I probably phased it out because it just, I don't know, me in the moment or something something else had me distracted. Oh, look, a fucking squirrel. Oh, yeah, like that, kind of thing.
Shiny butterfly.
Butterflies.
What?
So,
are we live?
In continuing with some of the music, my brother, Greg Carr Schumann, his band Exit Strategy, they're playing, for the first day of the What the Heck 5 Cancer Benefit Show that Frank Tonra is putting on, and I'll
to bring awareness to childhood cancer.
Moose Lodge, VFW Post 4703, down in Jackson, New Jersey. June 3rd is Broken Past, but June 1st is Exit Strategy. And for those of you who've been following me, Greg Carr Schumann and I performed under the Pocket Full of Wolves logo for last year's Art for Autism show. I've known Greg for probably going on 30 years, about almost as long as I've known Chris Miller. Part of that Jersey old crew, old family. And he has
forever family.
Okay, that I'm going to play. That was, again, something that he produced with his band Pocketful Rialto. No coincidence, that's how Pocketful of Wolves was born. It's just kind of this hybrid between the two bands for that show.
It's an amalgam.
But this is a track of theirs, and it's a really nice track called I Won't. So we're going to jump to that, and then we will be back.
I'm bleeding, you kept me here to drain my energy in your feeding of my last breath of sanity, and I'm coming to rescue you from your own litany and your numbing all of the wounds that I'm licking, and I won't be the one who let you down when you need me, and I won't much to live for. Baby, and I can't bear the sadness in your heart, in your eyes. I feel you looking for strength in me and my arms. Feel me. I am your destiny. I won't be the one who lets you down when you need me, and I won't turn my back at you when all the ones you call your friends look away. Look away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I won't be the one who let you down when you need me, and I won't turn my back at you when all the ones you call your friends look away. I won't leave you kicking and screaming. I won't, no, I won't leave you crying and dying there. Look away.
Taste the motherfucking rainbow!
Yes, it wouldn't be fun unless Samuel Jackson came out and threw a little bit of commentary in there. So yeah, that was a little bit of Pocketful Rialto. Craig Carr Schumann, they will be performing again June 1st, the Jackson Moose Lodge. Anybody down that Jersey Shore area that's listening, definitely go check those guys out. June 3rd, the 3-day event. Closing out will be Tony Rodriguez and Broken Pass, and I'm going to do their track in a little bit, as well as a favorite track of mine that I've been playing a lot because I just fucking like it that much. And I think it's important, again, to promote bands that aren't getting the kind of traction that they deserve. And that band, of course, again, is Phantom High for Across the Border here in Canada. So yes, we'll get to that in a little while. In talking about finding our way home, many times, and I say this for myself more specifically, but many times, it is through music. Music can put us back in touch with elements of things. And I'm going to throw the chat up here for a little while because Amy Marie says, that song reminds me of Blurry by Puddle of Mud. Yes, Greg would tell you that Puddle of Mud was an influence of theirs. So there is no coincidence in that. Thank you for that. And I'm sure Greg appreciates that as well, too, because our experiences do influence. You know, art imitates life, life imitates art. Music is art. You know what I mean? These are just semantics of words. But many times the aspect of home is a feeling. It's a concept. It is a state of mind. And music can and will take us back to those places or give us the vision of the future, the hope, the inspiration that we need to hang in there a little bit longer, to fight, to find our way back. As my mother mentioned earlier, you know, Blind Faith has a very famous track, you know, Can't Find My Way Home. And it really is just that simple analogy of being lost and then, you know, finding the connection to get back. Famously, the Beatles did a song called Get Back. So you can see it, and that's just 2 songs that just, jumped in my head that obviously influenced me. But there are a lot of them. And this is the power. This is the magic of fucking music, is that we can capture these elements. We can share these elements. We can, in many ways, rewrite aspects of things. Or if nothing else, even if just in the moment, distract ourselves from the fucking bullshit that is around us.
There's a lot of bullshit around us.
Yes, we mentioned that earlier in the show. And listen, it is unfortunate. This is the shit sandwich, as I like to call it.
I think the main thing is that we just maintain our own integrity so that we can look at ourselves in the mirror with respect. That's my plumb line. We all have a plumb line, that kind of thing by which we measure ourselves, maybe sometimes even measure others. But the main thing is that we have that ability to look and say, I've done the best I could in the moment.
And many times it's also reflective in the things that we do. Mm-hmm. One of the things that my mother taught me in how she approached it back when we were younger was an old world concept that her home was open to all the children. So it didn't matter who you were. It didn't matter if you were black or white, if you were Christian or Jew. It didn't matter. Everyone was welcome in her home because she believed in that power, in that magic of sharing that with the people around her when they came into her home. Okay, and I did that with raising my son, and Shiya and I try and do that to the different degrees that we can. Mm-hmm. And not all of us are able, or in a position to be able to say, hey, have people physically come into their home. But we can still make them feel welcome in other ways. We can support them in the things they do. We can make the honest efforts to help out when and where we can. Again, it's not perfect. But when we do make those little efforts, we're investing in the future. We're investing, as Shiya said earlier, in karma.
Yeah.
And, granted, you're not always going to get, the payoff. But
I will say this, if you plant rutabagas, you're going to get a crop of rutabagas. You plant potatoes, you're going to get a crop of potatoes. You want a good crop, you're going to have to put good seeds in the ground. Now, whether or not those seeds grow and bear fruit depends on just how much nourishment and nurturing they get. But if you want to have a crop of good karma, you got to put some seeds out there, buddy.
And listen, it's one of the things that I've talked about for a long time. Everything is tied to some degree or another with energy, and energy has carryover. It has side effects and things. So negative energy tends to bring shitty things. Yep. By its very nature. It's negative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when we can reinforce the positive, even if it to us seems stupid, you know what I mean? Or a waste of time. That's why, we always, the like and subscribe, you know what I mean? You don't have to throw money into it, but you can take a couple of minutes. You can go to these bands' pages, like Bonded by Darkness, like Hogtooth, like Phantom High, Greg Carr Schumann,
Old Wolf Music.
Old Wolf Music. And you can like, and you can subscribe, and you can share.
That love and support for us content creators that are out there, that love and support means so fucking much to us. It really does.
It helps a lot, but it also isn't just about the content. It is, and this is one of the things that Sid talks a lot about, and Papa talks a lot about, and a lot of others, Brian Judah and Ed Contini over at Rochester Free Radio talk about this. Brian's wife, Ativia, talks about this. Ed's wife, Diane, talks about this. A lot of people are talking about this in creating community support.
Yes.
Building a better narrative of what home actually means, that it doesn't have to be this narrow in a box with a door, with a rug.
Like the mentorship circle, that is a home to many of us that are there.
Absolutely.
We have created a support in the last couple of days. We've talked to a few people, the mentorship circle family that were on the edge, talked to a few people off the edge and been there to support one another. And it's been a beautiful and amazing and wonderful thing. I believe exactly like you do. Home is a feeling. It's not a place. It's the connection.
Sid and Mary Beth and Lindsay and Monica and all the others within entertainment
That's another home.
doing the same thing. Now, again, we live in different places. We don't always all listen to the same kind of music. We don't all believe in exactly the same thing. But what we do have in common is this baseline, not only of compassion and understanding, but a desire to do better. Okay. A need, if you will.
A drive.
Thank you. To make things better. Okay. And again, it's not always fucking perfect. You know, like again, a lot of people are like, why are there so many fucks? Well, I fucking fuck. I use fuck a lot. I come and
it's a sentence enhancer.
Right. I come from the George Carlin School of Language. So there are a lot of colorful adjectives and things that I frame because that's what works for me. So in speaking honestly, you're going to get that. Humbly, I would say out of all the shows I do, the Rochester Free Radio Show is the toughest one for me to do. And my mother knows this because she knew my Uncle Ralph even more than I did. My Uncle Ralph was an FM radio DJ for many years. And he got fired because he got drunk and he said some shit that he shouldn't say way back in the day.
Oh, fuck.
But FM radio, But FM radio is not easy to do. You have to be absolutely on point, cognitive of your language every minute. And if you don't, that's your ass. Now out here, yeah, I have to be careful. I can't throw fucking, copyrighted material out here. But beyond that, I could fuckity fuck, and, I've seen people get clipped out here on Facebook for posting fucking memes of Hunter Biden riding a balloon.
Stupid shit.
That it's so fucking
How about that?
milquetoast. It's just like, listen, I understand. I don't buy into it, but I also don't believe in censorship. So, and
how about that time where you get a meme off of Facebook and you post it on Facebook and then you get ganked?
You get shot down, but the original one's still fucking out there.
I just got this off of Facebook, you dumb shits.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Amy says she's been watching a lot of Carlin Lady, and Diana said, and she's right, FM is fortunately a censored place. My mother threw in a little bit here, and those of you, again, who can't see the chat, and she's in my head, so she already knows some of the storyline elements that I'm fucking tapping into. This is the flip side of being an empath. From a family of empaths, you really can't hide shit. But again, the analogy within our family. Only once did I try to physically throw through the door, the best of times, with so many different people. Yes, what she's talking about is that there was only really one time that she tried to throw somebody through a door because they were acting like a fucking scumbag. And my mother was very protective. And she wasn't just protective of her own children, she was protective of any child that was in her place. And like I said, she didn't suffer fools. Now, my mother is a little bit, and I say this again gingerly, a little bit more reserved these days. But especially back in the day, listen, she went after fucking grown men who were bikers 5 times her size with a fucking crowbar, tire iron, excuse me, I always fuck that up. Woman had no fucking fear. She did not care.
Big metal stick.
Right. So, again, sometimes we have to fight for our home, which is unfortunate because we shouldn't have to, but sometimes we do. But it did, even if I didn't understand it at the time, it planted seeds for me that I was able to use in raising my son. And I do submit to you, not only as the child of somebody, my mother, obviously, but as a parent having a child now and gone through it from the other side of the fence, it is a better way. It is a better path. And this is how you really do create a true positive element of home. And that's something that my family and my brothers and sisters and their children have been building upon around that cornerstone that my mother put in place. So not everything generationally is always bad. Some of it is good. We just have to separate the bullshit from the rest of it. So as promised, I want to cut to my brother Tattoo, Tony Rodriguez. As mentioned, his band Broken Past is going to be playing June 3rd. Okay. Down at the Jackson Moose Lodges, What the Heck 5. Going to be a whole bunch of bands: Second Skin, Quiet Ones, Brutality, Who on Earth, Bone for Bone, Johnny Pipe, Sharkbait, Canamara, STAT, Black Rose Rebellion, who performed at last year's Art for Autism, and of course, Broken Past. Now, this again is to benefit Ocean of Love for children with cancer. This has been an event that Frank Tonner has done for some years now. This is the 5th year doing this. So if you're down there in that Jackson, New Jersey area coming up this weekend, go down to a free show. Okay, see a whole bunch of bands. Hang out. Enjoy. Support each other, love each other, and have a good time while doing it. So this is a track that he did with some friends of ours, as we like to call them, Danny Watts and Jamie Fletcher. And it's under the Monkey Bones umbrella. Okay, because they all play in different bands to different degrees, and that's just how it goes sometimes, not unlike what Greg and I did with Pocketful. But this is their little thing they released, probably about
side project.
Side project. It's still a really cool thing.
Oh, it's awesome.
But it's a little thing that they put together, and Tony and Jamie, did some video stuff for it. They released it a little over a month and a half ago, but it's Monkey Bones, Rolling Down the Road, and then we'll be back.
I've been living life for real. I got a lot of my tales to tell. I wanna share with you, my friend, my life. I gotta keep on moving on my own. I gotta stop rolling down the road. Rolling down the road. I'm getting way too old. Rolling down the road. I'm getting way too old. Let me tell you a little story. Here I sat in the cold rain, doing all different, but it still sounds the same. I just can't see a way by my place in life. I think I've gotta keep rolling down the road. Gotta keep on moving on alone. Rolling down the road. I'm getting way too old. Rolling down the road. I'm getting way too old. It's not over till I said I'm done. It ain't over until the fat lady sings. Yeah. Don't you know I'm going for the ring? I do it all over and over again. Sometime I know.
So yeah, that was some Monkey Bones. Now it's important to note that track was written between them as a memorial to a friend of theirs who had lost his battle with cancer. His name was William Carpenter. He was the guy in the beginning of the video playing the guitar. And Danny Watson, Jamie Fletcher, and Tony were involved back in the day in a band called Modern Superstar. And home, for a lot of us, has been framed around Tony and that studio. So when Tony built that studio where a lot of that footage is shot, okay, he dedicated it to Bill's memory, hence why it's called WC Studios, William Carpenter Studios. Most of the music that you see from me that I released last year, you'll see the name of the track, like Just Like Me, you'll see The Old Wolf or Old Wolf Music, and then you'll see WC Studios. Because in the spirit of that, I didn't know him as well as those guys did, but he was a big influence on things. I played a guitar that he played at our first show at the Stone Pony. And in respect and giving something back, when Tony and I were talking about the music that I was putting out there, I asked, I said, listen, would you have a problem if I too shared that? So in the spirit of that and keeping Bill's memory alive, that's why on my music as well too, you will see the WC Studios tag on those tracks. Now again, many times, as I mentioned, music will reflect our perception, our experiences of home. And many times, unfortunately, it is framed with the loss of people who represent those core elements. But again, music allows us to keep their spirits, their memories alive. And that's what those guys did. And that's what makes it so very powerful. So again, check them out. Broken Past will be performing June 3rd, Jackson, New Jersey. Now, for a lot of people, especially when we talk about things like acceptance, we don't agree on what is quote unquote acceptable. And I'll be the first one to admit that over the years, I've had to adjust my models, my thinking, my processes based on new information that I've gained, new experiences, and sometimes simply from this very dynamic, having conversations, hearing new perspectives and takes on things. And ultimately, in the end, okay, how we treat each other truly reflects that dynamic. It's unfortunate that so much around us, and I talk about this a lot, constructs, conditioning. You're supposed to look a particular way. You're supposed to act a particular way. You're supposed to dress a particular way. If you don't drive this kind of car, you're less than. So much of our world is framed around these sterile, two-dimensional elements that don't really work. Okay? A friend of ours was sharing online, and I'm not going to hang her out, but she was commenting about how she was less than, that she was mediocre. And a lot of us jumped all over that shit and be like, girl, you're not fucking mediocre. You are a shining star. Just because other people don't see that doesn't make it any less true. And many times, especially high-functioning empaths, and I use that word a lot, we tend to reflect the bullshit that people fucking put on us. That somehow we're not attractive, that we're not capable or worthy of love or sexuality or any number of things. Shiya and I joked around with it the past couple of days, or how we were going to frame out episode 69. And of course, 69 being a loaded number.
I thought we weren't going there.
Well, I saved it for the end of the show because I didn't want the whole show to get dragged out into some weird beaver asshole type of dynamic like sometimes happens out here. My sister Diana knows that.
I think it's just equal exchange of energy.
Yes, but, a lot of things around us are loaded. You know what I mean? Something as simple as a number, depending upon context and the people you're around, all of a sudden has a whole new definition and meaning. And many times the things that we experience around us will throw us off. We're not used to it. I had one of those experiences over the weekend with meeting a really energetically wild, crazy person. And he was just filled of love and happiness.
Oh,
and
she was having a good time.
Yes, she was having a great time. Now, I don't remember your name, sister, and I apologize. Ed Contini, Diane, and them will clue me back in. I believe you were a friend of Tibia's and Diane's, that you live in the neighborhood there. But we had a blast. It was a great time. And being at Tibia's, okay, and I want to shout her out because her and Tamara also have a show on Rochester Free Radio. She made everybody feel at home, okay? And she made it a point to do that for no other reason besides that's part of her magic. You know what I mean? There was nothing to be gained from it. There was no fanfare. It's a lot of work and a lot of hassle. And, you know, really the only thing you get is the company of the people around you.
And I got to say, Brian was a damn good grill master.
Brian was a fucking excellent grill master.
Props to the grill master.
Now, you know, certain things, like, again, in the context of conversation, sometimes things can get mistranslated. But that's the joy of it. That's the laughter, the humor of it, that we can play upon words and our experiences and our perceptions. You know, Ed and I were joking about being, you know, from Jersey, because he and I were like the only Jersey guys there. And, you know, if you go anywhere else, like, Jersey gets a bad name. But we're like, yo, fuck that, man. We're from Jersey. What are you talking about? And we had fun with it.
You know why the license plates say Garden State on it, right?
Really, you have to go there.
I have to do it.
You just have to do it. You just can't help yourself.
No, I can't help myself. I can't, because they can't fit petrochemical wasteland on it. I'm gonna get want in a second. Oh, I got magic.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I sprinkled wolf dust on you.
Okay.
And you know where that came from.
Butt flakes.
Butt flakes, yep. Yeah, listen, no joke. We did a little bit of some barbecue. Shiya made up some fucking killer Texas barbecue sauce. And then I spent my evening farting.
You really did. You chased me into the other room.
Out of the room. Yeah, so that's how we spent last night.
Mm-hmm. My turn.
Yep.
I'm going to do it now.
Really?
Not right now, but tonight it's my
you're
turn.
Going to fart all over me tonight?
Yes,
well,
it's going to be my turn.
That's our home.
Yeah.
That's how we express our love.
Equal exchange of energy.
Yes. A healthy dose of butt flakes to go.
Yes.
So,
but anyway, you were talking about our energetic friend who was at the party.
Yes.
So are you going to tell some of this story?
No, I mean, again, you know, her earring somehow fell into the grass, and I wouldn't give up because I was like, I got to find this fucking thing. And somehow magically the crack of my ass found it.
No, it was Diane was looking at the crack of your ass and looked down and found it.
Right.
Because, I
knew my ass had something to do with it.
Your ass was the focus point for us finding the earring.
And as usual, I felt like a little worm on a big fucking hook.
But the funniest thing was that instead of getting up, you just kind of like rolled over on the ground and just like, okay.
Well, I rolled over into the ground because I was trying to literally dig my way into an early grave. But unfortunately, I just did not have the stamina.
It was basically one of them pushed you over to get at the earring. And so you rolled over on the ground and everybody's like trying to basically fall on top of you to find the earring. It was fantastic.
Dog pile on the wolf.
Yeah, it was great. It was so much fun.
But it was a lot of fun. And
we were laughing so hard
at home, you know, and these are, again, the little things that we can share with each other. And, you know, it can be directly in person, or it can be like in moments like this. Many of you out there are literally blood related to me, but many of you I still consider family, even though we don't share at least any known genetic strands.
I'll tell you, I had a cool experience with one of our friends the other day.
Okay.
And I'll say it really touched my heart. And this friend shall remain nameless, but she knows who she is. We were out after spending a wonderful day together. And we ran into a relation of hers, and she's like, look, I have friends now. That was a home moment. That was a home feeling moment that I had been. I know for her, it was a validating thing to her family member. But for me, it was a validating thing to see that my friendship actually mattered to somebody. And that made me feel at home and her feel at home. And we were just kind of sharing in that equal exchange of energy of finding our own way home to good friends.
Yes, because when life gives you demons, make demonade.
Yes.
Because again, it is. We really determine many times, despite what may or may not be going on around us, we choose how we're going to react. Don't get me wrong. Somebody smacks you with a baseball bat. Yeah, it's hard to control your reaction to said baseball bat. But a lot of times we do have the choice in how we react, how we frame it. And, defensive skills 101, comedy and music are great tools to deflect, to blunt, and in many ways rewrite, to change the nature of the energy. We were joking around about having, and I think it was Diana was mentioning it to me offline about, having soundtracks. What flavor is di? Probably something dark. I don't know.
I'm
Leave it to my mother to stop me. It's a fucking metaphor, Mom. How the fuck am I supposed to know? I never actually made
what
demonade.
flavor is demonade?
I dance with my fucking demons, and I tend to adopt them, and they live in my fucking head. I've never actually made one into demonade.
I would say it was
really cool.
Spicy with a side of angst.
See, this is punishment for all the fucked up things I did as a child. I know it. You can feel it. And I deserve it.
I love your mom. I love her.
As a child, I was a fucking demon.
Great.
Listen, I own it. I admit it. I don't even fucking pretend. I was out of control. I had too much of my father in me.
If half the stories I've heard are true, Estelle, you deserve a medal.
All right, that's enough of me. Hold on.
Or you deserve a sainthood or some shit. I got bleeped.
No, I just fairy dusted over you.
Fairy
that's all.
dusted me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a cool meme, and I was just like, you know what? It's just when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. For some of us, life doesn't give us lemons. Life gives us fucking demons.
Maybe it's like drinking ghost pepper juice.
The analogy holds true. Not everything you're going to make into some type of aid. You know what I mean?
I prefer having tea with my demons.
Well, yes.
We like green tea with ginseng and honey.
See, Diana threw a little bit of poetry, and I'm going to read it out for everybody. I'm friends with the monster inside of my head. Get along with the voices inside of my head, trying to save me. Stop holding your breath. Well said, my sister.
I like it.
I wrote a song called Fucking Demons. I get it. Truly, I get it.
All these demons in your head.
Yeah, speak to me as if I'm dead. Singing all the things that should not be said. You see, they're not just underneath my bed. See, I didn't even know that. Diana's like, it's Rihanna and Eminem. I was going to give you credit for it. You should have just let that one play.
Yeah, I should have just like, oh yeah, it was mine. Roll with it.
You for the rest of my fucking life. Like Eminem, you say that name to me, I think 2 Trailer Park Girls go around the outside. Right. You know what I mean?
2 Trailer Park Witches go around the outside. Yeah. That's even scarier.
We had a lot of fun with that particular track.
Oh, yeah.
We tend to make up our own fucking words.
What's fun is when you guys go burn the witch.
Our demons are really good at creative adaptation.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I was doing a funny humor moment this morning, and actually, in half in my sleep, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but half in my sleep.
The whole fucking story.
Well, no, some of it's inappropriate, but half in my sleep.
What is inappropriate in the context of my show?
Okay, fine. So
I mean, you don't listen seriously. No, that was just.
But anyway, I accidentally sprayed Wolf in the face trying to shoot the cat with water because she wouldn't shut the hell up. And the Wolf's like, what the fuck? And then I actually brought out this horrible, inappropriate humor moment, which actually deflected the whole thing and had him laughing, which was great.
Yes, it did. Because I was not pleased. I was just like, how the fuck do you miss the cat and shoot me in the eye with the water bottle?
I was half asleep and the cat moved.
It's just like, what the fuck? This is my world.
Oh, it was a thing. It was definitely
she
funny.
deflected it with some really well-timed, well-placed humor. And
even half in my sleep.
Yep.
So we are sarcastic, snarky demonators around here.
Listen, sometimes that's a great defense against letting something fucked up and escalate or become something else.
And it became something that we laughed about all day long, you know?
Diana has another one for us.
Uh-oh.
The thing that lurks in the night, causing fright, full of might, can only be fright if you don't dance in the night. I don't know. I was just compelled to.
Cake or death?
Do you have a flag?
Cake or death?
I think I'll take death. No, cake. Well,
you said death first, and we're all let's
no,
cake.
but I really want cake.
No, you get death. You get death. No,
really.
you said death first.
No.
How come nobody ever chooses death? Everybody wants cake.
That wasn't in the script. I just said cake. That was all.
Cake or death?
Yes, take it by the hand and stare at his face, put it in its place. Or, as the other analogy is, what can you do besides laugh at death? Don't get me wrong. That's not to belittle or downplay anybody's pain. Regards to that, I don't ever want to be flippant to the degree to be like,
and I and you even too, love, have danced a closer dance with death. Then we've all lost spouses. We've been through that mouth of madness, and so we've gotten to the point to where maybe we have to add a little bit of humor to death so that it doesn't drown us.
Yes.
The
mouth of madness.
The mouth of madness has returned.
And for those of you who don't know, there's a little pop culture there. That is from King Crimson. Yes. Listen, I like using older analogies of things, especially, again, I have a lot of influences. My mother turned me on to a lot of stuff. Again, I was reading
King Crimson, maybe
Carlos Cosnut at an early age, and
a lot of people think that King Crimson is very dramatic, and in some ways, yes, but at the same point, it brings a highlight and yes, very good storytelling, and it brings a highlight to understanding some of the deeper, darker elements and how we can handle it and deal with it ourselves.
Also reflecting the time period as well too. So music also does have relevance based on where it's coming out of, when it's coming out of, and, to many degrees, who it's coming from.
And music is a very, very, very powerful magic.
Junior show. That's a good one, Diana. That's a good one.
It's funny because what this mouth always reminds me of, and I know it's not from this, but it always reminds me of that show, I'm mad as hell and I just can't take it anymore. You remember that?
No.
Yes, you do.
You were obviously watching something I wasn't watching.
It's where everybody started throwing their stuff out the window.
Had us watching shit like fucking PBS, I Claudius, and stuff like that.
I've watched Caligula. Does that count?
No, Caligula.
That is definite mouth of madness.
Does not count. Though I suppose it depends on which version. Yeah. My stepfather, Steve, great guy, and I can honestly say this, all bullshitting aside, was more of a father to the children on my mother's side of the family than, our own father was. He liked to crack inappropriate jokes in the ER of the ICU. He went through a lot of medical issues for years and stuff like that, but he would not be daunted. His humor was wicked. And they would literally be, cutting into him and stuff. And he'd be cracking some shit out. That's how he handled it. And he was always upbeat about it. And he made it a point to not let it carry over onto the kids. The kids loved him until the day he died. And he's still loved today because of that magic. Not only that he brought to the table, but in those actions. Again, you can teach a parent to recite scripture. It doesn't mean a fucking thing. The actions that we do, and Steve was very active, with people in recovery and a whole bunch of things throughout the years. And him and my mother spent many, over 20 years, together and rebuilt a working family dynamic that is now carried over, like, again, with my brother Will and my sister Felicia and their kids and, the whole next generational thing. My niece Brianna, she now has a child, so there are good working elements in play Doesn't mean that we don't miss him. It doesn't mean that, we felt pain in his passing, but we remember him. We keep that
He's
dynamic
left a good
alive.
legacy. He's left a beautiful legacy that warms the heart when you think of him. And that's a beautiful and wonderful thing. And that's really all any of us can ask for.
Absolutely.
If that's the legacy you left behind, then you've done something good. You can build all the monuments.
Listen, it creates part of what the show, the framework has been
It's
about.
the home and the heart. Yeah.
He always made it a point to make people feel welcome, to make them feel loved, to understand them, even in their worst times, in their worst moments, because he had been there. He understood it, and he knew how important it was to do certain things, not just talk about it, but to make those cognitive efforts to make a difference in people's lives.
Well,
So in that spirit, and again, humbly, these are the things I feel are important, and I hope that everyone out there gets to experience those things. So if you're ever feeling disconnected or you're just not sure you're part of something, guess what? You can be a part of something here, and it may not be everything, but something is better than nothing. So give it a try. You never know. It might help. Surely you have nothing to lose. So I'm going to close out tonight, as mentioned, with a band that I've been really digging on, not only because of their music, but because of how they've been approaching certain elements within the community, within how they are conveying their perspectives, their experiences, and really, by their actions, supporting some of the elements within our community that have really been kind of tossed to the side, that are definitely under the gun. And I think this, more than anything else, really reflects character. Again, we can agree to disagree. Not everybody's going to be into the same things. But when people could take the courage to share their fears, their pain, and then translate that in a way to give others hope, to give others perspective and understanding, and to give them a voice to say, hey, you know what? It's all right to scream, fuck. Okay? Fuck you all. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people feel that way. They have been disregarded and displaced and written off and told that they're this, that, and the other thing. And all they really want to do is they want to be left alone. They want to live their lives, okay? They want to express themselves. They want to live. They want to laugh. They want to love. Okay, so maybe with a little bit of tolerance, a little bit of compassion, a little bit of understanding. Again, you don't have to agree to it. You don't have to subscribe to it. But we can find a better way home than at the expense of other people. So this is Phantom High. To close it out, a little track of theirs called Black Divine. Powerful, powerful track. They're one of the groups that I'm hopefully going to have on this show here later in the summer to talk about their music, their influences and experiences behind their music. And we're going to have a lot more through the summer. So thank you again, as always, for joining us. Try and remember, you are loved. You can find your way home. And if you're not sure, just ask for directions. And if you don't have a home, maybe you can find a home somewhere within our ever-growing community.
Because our home is always open. Our home is open. Our home is our heart, and our hearts are always open.
Yes.
Yes.
I just want to put the disclaimer because we have too many people living in our house as it is. So, I mean, as long as you don't mind.
Home is where the heart is.
As long as you don't mind sleeping with the cats, then yeah, maybe we can do something.
On the couch, on the floor, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But yes, we try.
But our home is our hearts, and our hearts are always open to welcome you.
All right. So until next time, enjoy a little bit of Phantom High, Black Divine.
I'm in a topless cat like a brisket. It's just too fucked up in the world to stay. But I can't die when I'm bleeding out, cause the bitch in the mirror's reviving me.